Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is not another shooting show. We go to Glendale, Arizona, where a man accidentally shot himself while driving through Glendale on Saturday night, leading to a police investigation after he pulled over at a local urgent care to seek help. That was a lot of thinking. Glendale police officers responded to the area of 83rd and Camelback Road just before 8 p.m. on July 4th, America, after a security guard reported a shooting victim. The man had been driving near 95th and Glendale Avenues when he accidentally discharged a firearm, striking himself. Despite the injury, he was able to drive his vehicle more than 3 miles to the Camelback Road urgent care to seek medical attention. The man was transported from the scene to a nearby hospital. Police have confirmed his injuries are considered non-life-threatening. So he's finger fucking his gun while he's driving around.
Yes. I mean, maybe he was trying to take his new profile picture or his RCCW post.
Yep. Oh God! Sometimes those guys are fucking maddening. What was I gonna say? Oh, I'm not opposed to, like, when I can never help myself. When I buy a new gun,
Yeah.
I usually dry fire it on the way home.
Yeah.
But it's not my loaded carry gun that I'm fucking with, you know. Like,
yeah, you keep it below the window so that you're not pointing at the person next to you.
Yep. None of the normies can see me. My window, if I'm in my pickup, my side windows are probably illegally tinted dark. So,
yeah, and that I think all of us do the same thing where you're just like, ooh, new thing, yeah, but
new toy.
It's completely unloaded. I mean, I've done it with a barrel block still in it because some guns ship with the little plastic, like can't put a bullet in the gun thing. And I'm like,
chamber flag or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I can dry fire this thing without it, with that in there. That's no problem.
Yeah, I didn't do it with my 22s when I got those. That tends to not be good for them, but yeah. Otherwise, I usually dry fire new guns on the way home. That revolver my son got, I know that was a weird thing to start the show off with, and no one gives a shit, but it was so fun.
It made me Google it. I didn't know they had a 9mm cylinder. I mean, single action, it's like working a bolt action. When you're mechanically involved in making gun go boom boom other than pulling trigger,
yeah,
it feels right.
Until you're out of ammo.
Yes, after 5 shots.
This says 6.
No, oh, you put the hammer down on a loaded chamber? How dare you?
So I was actually looking at that because my son was asking me, is it safe to put this on the hammer down? And I was like, well, let's look at it, because I don't know the internals. Like, I didn't take it apart to see if there's like a firing pin block or whatever, but the firing pin is on the hammer. So with the hammer down, we took the cylinder out, and the firing pin is sort of free floating.
Okay.
It's sticking out of the hammer. Like, if you grab the tip of it and pull it out, it'll come out like, I don't know, a few millimeters. Like, maybe
that's all you need. You whip that out, a couple millimeters, you're good to go.
Yeah. Hey, I got 3 kids. It worked. Anyway.
Proud of my little wiener.
But when it was resting, when the hammer was down, and I tried to make the firing pin come out, and I could make it come out, like if I smacked the gun down, but it was like, I had my finger over the hole that it comes out of, and like, yeah, I felt it, but it wasn't enough to pop a primer.
Yeah.
So, but when that hammer falls, then it is enough inertia to set off the primer. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So it's not a rigid firing pin on it, like landing on it.
Yeah. No, that makes
sense. I was like, yeah, this seems safe to just put all 6 in. Sure. Why not? Yeah, and it's not like he's going to carry it anyway, so.
I mean, it would be pretty epic to be like, oh, how did you defend yourself? Well, I pulled 2 single action revolvers instead.
Well, it's like a $700 gun, so just the one for now.
Just the one.
Just the one for now.
Stand and deliver.
I've got to tell you about the really funny malfunction he had. He's like, I can't turn the cylinder. I'm like, what's going on? And nope, he can't turn the cylinder. What the fuck? I can't even get it to half cock. What the hell? It would start to go to half cock because that's for for you semi-auto nerds who've never handled a single action revolver, to open the loading gate, you don't flop the whole cylinder out with a single action. You get there's a loading gate on the right side of the cylinder, and you get access to one chamber at a time. And then there's an ejector rod that like pokes out whatever's in there.
Right.
And so in order to do that, though, you have to put it at half cock, and then the cylinder moves freely. And I'd start to turn it to the right, and it wouldn't go. And I'm like, what the? Oh, that's why it's not moving. One of the bullets in my shitty reloads fell out, and it was wedged.
Oops.
It was poking out the end of the chamber of that cylinder, and so when it was going right, it was hitting the frame and not turning for obvious reasons. So, yeah. So I had to kind of poke it out and got it all tore out. Had a bunch of tight grip all over my hand, and yeah. But otherwise, it ran great.
But otherwise, everything was fine.
Yeah. He probably shot 150 rounds through that thing today. Somewhere between, we did the math, probably between 120 and 150 rounds. God, we shot a lot of 9mm today. I had a mostly full 7.62 can, and between the two of us, like, I shot a lot practicing.
It is less full.
It's a lot. It's just the bottom layer in the can.
I have no ammo left in my house right now.
Yeah. We got a match next weekend, dude. Well, when this comes out, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm considering just like I don't even think I can do Target Sport USA. I might just go to Shields and buy ammo.
Yeah, just check the online count in Rapid.
Yeah, because I got a little lazy with my reloading, and I don't know what the fucking issue was today, which it makes me even nervous about going to reload the ammo. I mean, I have many components, but I was shooting the match all y'all know we record this Sunday. I was shooting the match today, and first 5 stages, no problem. 5th stage, first target, bang, malfunction. Had to like beat the fucking gun open, try again, same malfunction, boom. So I just abandoned that magazine. I may or may not have been using like multiple different ammo. I had like
that always works out well.
Well, but all of the ones I were using were nickel plated from the same reloading batch, and they'd worked in other times. And so I was like, what the fuck? And so I had to abandon that. And then, so I added a reload. It was a whole thing. But so now I'm all nervous about using those reloads, even though I shot the fuck out of those reloads in practice and never had very much issues. So I don't know. I gotta unfuck myself. The match today was, the stages were good. The squad I was with was not. And I had to RO. Okay. So I get that. I get why people want to train with their appendix holster. I get that people want to train with a carry gun. I get all that. I will still kill on the hill that it sucks to RO someone who is shooting appendix, especially when they're doing it from concealment, and especially when they are a large human.
Why?
Because I can't fucking see anything. So, like, I probably should have DQ'd this guy 3 times. He legitimately was running, like, from left to right, and he had the gun in the right spot, but he was pumping his arm, and I wasn't the RO, but I was watching it, and I'm like, his arm seems to be, like, in line with his gun from my perspective. Like, I feel like he is flagging himself. The other time I was the RO, and it was on the make ready, and it looked, because again, he was a 6'1" or 2, probably 400 pounds.
Oh, he's fat.
Yeah, he a fat boy. And he was also wearing fucking gym shorts, which
great. No belt.
I don't know if, because like the Constantine carry belt, some people will wear it as their support, and kind of like the whole trans issue. I'm not going to go check nothing.
Yeah,
I ain't getting down deep in there.
A belt is required,
right? And so I wasn't involved in that, but like he was like in gym shorts. He was fat. he was kind of his other hand was helping him get the gun into the holster, and I was like, is he holding shit out of the way to get it there? I don't know.
His gut.
Yeah.
See, I'm fat, but my gut isn't so big that I can't see my holster.
Right. Well, and then he wasn't looking at his fucking holster. And on one of the stages, I was the tablet RO. He was like, couldn't get it into the holster, but he wasn't looking at what he was doing because he couldn't fucking see what he was doing. He was going all based off feel. And so he like holster, unholster, holster, unholster. And I was just like, motherfucker, can you stop pointing your goddamn gun at yourself? Like fucking A, I get the 3 foot rule.
Unholstering and reholstering.
I know, but you know, femoral arteries spurt blood, and I really didn't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
So I continued to be not the biggest fan of people shooting appendix in competition. Again, I understand why people are doing it. I understand the logic and yada yada yada, whatever. As someone who is trying to RO, who may not be the best RO, but is trying his hardest, it makes it really difficult for me to see what's going on, especially when you are fatter than me. Like when I am the lightweight of the two of us, it's hard for me to see what's going on.
When it comes to appendix carry, especially at matches, honestly, the timer RO, if they're doing it the way the rule book says you're supposed to do it, you don't have the best angle when you're on their right. If it's a right-handed shooter,
Yep.
That's not the angle to see stuff. The angle to see stuff is on the left for a righty, and then on the right for a lefty.
Right, but to be the tablet RO on the left, you're essentially almost downrange of them manipulating the gun to be in line with where, again, this dude, I had to be on the 180 to get my head around to see what was going on.
Newer guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he maybe done a couple matches. I don't know. I've never seen him before.
Like at Cornhusker, there wasn't a ton of appendix carry people, but the ones that did, they all would turn to the right slightly when they were making ready.
Right.
You know, just to take that, possibility of a DQ call away. Like, all you have to do is just turn a few degrees to the right, and boom, there's like no way you're going to get DQ'd if you do that. And the ones I remember anyway, all did that because it wasn't their first rodeo. They knew what they were doing.
Right, and that's a great policy. And it's just one of those. I'll be honest, I haven't shot a lot of locals lately, and so I haven't had to RO.
Elitist.
Well, technically yes, because I've been traveling, and traveling makes you elite because most people don't leave the country. Go leave the country; it's fun. But I haven't RO'd a lot lately, and I RO'd today, and I was just like, fuck, I forgot about this shit. Because I've RO'd appendix people. I much prefer ROing appendix people who are not doing it from concealment, because the whole shirt covering, blah 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 blah. It makes it even harder to see what the fuck's going on. But the amount of people who will throw a gun at their dick is fucking remarkable. Like, oh, hey, when I holster.
Especially a thing that's going in the direction that would pull the trigger if something weird happened.
Right. Like, the amount of people that are just like, okay, gun is loaded here. Let me just fucking almost toss this gun at the fucking holster. You're like, I am a very experienced shooter with a lot of knowledge about how guns work and da-da-da-da. I will gently, technically, I rarely holster my gun when it's in the appendix position. I normally holster the gun in the holster separate from the gun, from me, and then put the holster on.
Yeah.
So that people get so comfortable, they're just like, throw gun at body. And I'm like, ugh.
I'm very uncomfortable. Like a couple weeks ago, I was just practicing with my carry gun at the range, and that's when I found out my iron sights on my Glock were shooting off to the right, or left, whatever direction it was. I loosened up my belt so it was easier to get at, so it wasn't exactly the way it would be when I would actually be carrying, but it was still easier than normal, so I could very easily, safely reholster my gun without getting any fabric into the holster.
Right.
And, but I was very slow and careful and cautious doing it because I understand that, but I get what you're saying, but at the same time, did you downvote me for saying on Reddit for saying you get your butt puckers at 165?
I did not, but
somebody did.
I'll go add to it.
Because it was just like the one reply to that video of the guy coming around the corner. I'm going back and forth with Austin about that right now because he's like 10-5-6. When facing down range, you can like draw the gun and then point the muzzle within 3 feet of yourself.
I get the question that was asked was, would you call the DQ? The answer for me is yes, because I witnessed a guy from the perspective of the video drawing his gun facing uprange. Now watching the video,
but that's not a DQ anymore, Jeff.
Pulling a gun facing uprange isn't a fucking DQ.
No,
anymore?
we repealed that rule when I was on the board.
Brother.
Because it was fucking all the appendix shooters because old fuds kept DQing them.
Right, but you guys got rid of the rule where if your hips are facing uprange.
It had nothing to do with your hips. It was where the front of the holster was pointed. Like everybody associated it with hips, but if you had a side holster, it was 10-5-16. I think there's a new 10-5-16, but the old one we repealed in 2025, I think it was. 24 or 25. When we were in, no, it was 25 because I brought like a dummy gun and a holster to Florida when we had our in-person meeting. And I was trying to come up with a way to word it so that we could keep the rule, but everybody thought it was stupid. So it just ended up, and that was actually Troy's recommendation, was to just repeal it. Because the whole point of that rule was to keep people, if they were starting up range, because there was a guy at a Nationals that like drew his pistol, pulled it straight up, and then pointed it back behind him, which was downrange, and then ran to the first position. And everybody was like, "Ooh, that was terrifying. Let's make a rule against it." And then they allowed appendix carry in, so that wasn't great. So yeah, that rule where if the front of the holster is breaking the 180 when the gun comes out, it was an automatic DQ despite where the muzzle was pointed. That rule was repealed last year.
Oh,
so
okay. So
now the muzzle itself has to break 180.
If I was the RO, I would have yelled stop.
Are you sure you would have yelled stop though? Because that's the thing. Everybody looks at a video and they think, "Oh yeah, he totally blah blah blah." I'm like, you mean to tell me you had a better angle on it than the RO straight left of that guy did?
I mean, again,
and he did DQ him. I mean, he yelled stop and DQ'd him. The RO did.
Right.
But all the people who were like, "Oh, he got jobbed." I'm like, look, I don't know what the call is. That's all I'm saying. I answered the question by saying I don't know. Because the question was, Andy, Jeff, would you have DQ'd this guy? Jeff said yes. I said, I don't know. I can't tell.
Right. The from the video, based off of what I saw, I would have yelled stop, possibly working off of old information, but I would have yelled stop. And I understand the arguments both directions now that I have learned more about it. It still makes my butt pucker. And yes, I do get more nervous about, I am more of a FUD than most people, but I'm probably would qualify as the most anti-American person that most people know and who listen to us because I do this thing where I'm like critical of America and you're like, "Oh yeah, we were kind of the assholes." Like go to Western Nebraska and be like, "So we slaughtered the entirety of the buffalo population and then killed all the Indians as we were doing it. This is our town named after them." And you're like, "Yes." Anyways, sorry. That was one of
Holy tangent, July, Batman.
It's July 4th and
it's July 5th.
July 5th, whatever. As a history nerd, everyone jerking themselves off right now needs to go read about how important the French were in the late 1770s.
Oh, dude, if it wasn't for the French, we would be a British colony.
Yes. And the British, here's another fun fact. The British don't care about us. They don't teach the American Revolution because
Well, it wasn't significant to them. It was to us.
Right.
Our country only exists because of it.
Right. But their greatest export is like 125 Independence Days.
I heard somebody else say that earlier today too.
They're sitting there going, "You think you're special?"
No, this happened to us a bunch.
Right, and then they also point
when
out.
When did most of them happen? Was the U.S. kind of one of the first?
That's a good question. I don't know the direct timeline because like a lot of them will have been, and then you get
there were some post World War II even.
Yeah, because you get into a lot of weird Commonwealth things. So like Canada was like semi-independent. Canada, Australia.
They don't even have an Independence Day because they didn't like declare anything. They just were like, am I remembering this correctly? Like they were just like, yeah, you guys can be your own country now.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we'll be on top of it.
Right. And no, that was 100%. Is that there's like the Canadians didn't necessarily act like they were their own country, but they were like, "Hey, England, what you doing? Oh, we coming with. Like, fuck it, we ball." And
we'll
like,
even leave your flag and our flag.
Yeah,
for a while.
And so yeah, it wasn't until like the 40s and 50s that a lot of the like off the top of my head, I know more countries that became independent from England in the 40s and 50s than I do before that, but I'm not going to say it with any definitive statement.
Yeah.
I just know that the British people I was watching were like, yeah, your guys' was like, oh, that happened. Oh, the Napoleonic Wars. Those are kind of important. You're like, yeah.
Oh, by the way, I got a text from Blanton. He scored a 27.
Oh, so not autistic at all.
No. I mean, he's like almost as not as me. Which is basically like we're in the same ballpark, yeah. I would have thought for sure he was higher on the scale, but I'll be damned.
I'll be damned. Y'all apparently the normal motherfuckers, you bitches. See, we're at the motherfucker stage, so we should probably
in there. We should probably do the paywall,
right? Based off of what happened with Stephen.
Yeah, for sure.
Jeff, can I address this to Jeff?
I didn't realize me like hissing laughing was still in the tail end of that clip, and that kind of helps make it every time. Anyway, there was a concealed carry shooting in Florida at a Walmart that the internet is going bananas about, and I'm going to give my opinion on the information so far because there's lots of people saying, "Oh yeah, it's stand your ground." So, you know, you get to kill 2 people in your lifetime if you're in a stand your ground state. And that's not how it works. But I'll talk about that here coming up. Plus a whole bunch more. Patreon.com/notanothershootingshow. It is only $3.57 a month. And you will get all of the rest of this episode. As of this recording, I have one 407 comp left in green. And I have some red 507 comps if you want that smaller dot or all the other bigger, goofier ones. We've also got new t-shirts up on the website, notanothershootingshow.com for all of that stuff. By the way, huge discounts on those dots, like pretty big discounts and free shipping, but you have to add to cart before you see the new price. Otherwise, it looks like the price you see everywhere. So add it to cart and you'll see the price. Not Another Shooting Show on YouTube. Go like and subscribe and do all the things. But GunTube's dead anyway. But please do that. It'll make our tails wag. r/NASS. That's our Reddit. MW Activewear. Rushmore State Championship is coming up, this weekend. Cops match is July 26th near Des Moines, Illinois section, August 15th, 16th in Havana, Illinois. Minnesota section, August 29th, 30th in Forest Lake. Oh, by the way, I misspoke about the Iowa section in the last episode. They technically have room left, but all of the Saturday, Sunday squads are full. So I believe a waitlist you will be. Anyway, patreon.com/notanothershootingshow. It is only $3.57 a month.